This is a support group, okay? We are essentially a bunch of people who are trying to make lemonade from the remaining non-rotting lemons in the world before coronavirus gets them to. Listen, the population is dying at an actual alarming rate, so that means our chances of orgasms, engaging people and stuff that actually, like, I don't know, turns us on and we get a lot of fulfillment from, is dying with them. So we're unionizing, okay? And part of this union, we protect our members with the following mantra or like mission. I don't know how you want to focus it. Basically, no one in this union will be getting into dynamics that they would not have entertained pre-COVID, okay? Because I'm not gonna lie, before COVID, and in fact to this day, I feel like a lot of people are in relationships because they're either bored, lonely, don't really know themselves, so they like self-project and find all their value in another person. And so pleasure seeking, happiness wanting, still with it, kind of still stable, Avengers assemble. Welcome to LemonAID. Play the intro. It's been a shaky ass year. I don't know what to tell you. People losing their jobs, their minds, their sense of self, basic human rights, common sense. And imagine during all that, we had the audacity to still want to get cozy with a stranger. Whew, tough times, boys. But it got me to thinking, right? The first thing that came to mind when I was like, okay, you know what? I am ready today. LemonAID Girl is opening up the stand. And then it dawned on me, there's loads of stuff that we tolerate now or we deem as acceptable that we definitely would not have done before coronavirus, okay? I used to have this ongoing joke that, like, listen, if the person you're dating is only available and sees you from dusk till dawn, they literally will not spend any time with you, minus locked up in your apartment or house away from human life, usually with the blinds closed, okay? And they only seem to get your attention when any other birds show you attention. Listen, you're not dating a human, you're dating an owl who probably has a secret owl family somewhere else. But now with coronavirus and social distancing and like the whole joining with other people from other households, bro, that's like completely thought of as like safe and appropriate behavior. And I'm so like, are we lowering the barriers? Are we actually opening the door and the floodgates to fuckboys, horrible entanglements, and like just mess? So phase 1, sourcing quality materials. Now let's start, all my legs are dead, with the OG supplier. The seer of many things, the supplier of many bricks. Dating apps! Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't particularly like dating apps because I just feel like there's so much room to lie about your personality. But I suppose that's with anything. Anyone can lie at any given time. Oh, I watch so many rom-coms. I love like a cute meet up or like how do you meet story. And I'm like, what I'm gonna tell them? I was swiping one horny ass night and then I saw your father with his like big strong arms saying like he was into grime and spicy food. And then I was like, sup bae? Like, good God. But with dating apps, I just find them so cringe because from my experience, I'm not gonna lie, it's just like, how have you been alive for like 20 to 30, however many years, and the only personality traits you have is gym, alcohol, and like a shit taste from what I can see on your Spotify playlist. It's like, ugh. And no, baking banana bread is not, they're like, yeah, I learned how to bake banana bread. I'm like, yeah, cool bro, but will you choke me and support my dreams? Joking, kind of. Not really, I'm not joking. That's definitely a one in a man. But yeah, so we could start with dating apps, but I think the best thing to get out of a dating app is you have to be your authentic self. Ladies, I know it's so easy to want to put your best face forward. We're talking great lighting, full contour makeup, push-up bra where your tits are like touching your what's this called, chin, touching your chin. But don't do it, because I feel like I always believe in like energy, so I'm like, put out the real version of you. In fact, if you are in a space that you can authentically, and you should be most time yourself, do that, okay? Because it likewise is, if you're a goofball and you're portraying yourself as a goofball, you will attract, eventually, once you sift through like the weird dick pics, fetish requests, and like the clear tragedy of dating apps, the right people for you. So yeah, maybe that's a good way to sort of take it from there. However, if dating apps are not your jam, and like myself, you actually have a career in shit you're trying to pursue and cannot be caught on these internet streets, we can look at other avenues. Now, the other internet avenue is social media. So I actually opened up the dark place of social media, Instagram message request. Oh my god, deep regret. Like, it was not cute. All I found is I attract men who either have like some sort of like Eastern ethnic vague fetish, or like they want to be slapped on, sat on. I'm a curvy girl and I'm 5. I just don't feel like my soulmate or whoever I'm meant to date next is in the DMs, not gonna lie. Unless I missed something. No, I don't feel like I missed anything. So, I mean, you can go to social media. Maybe, in fact, it's a prime time to train your personality. The biggest thing I found on social media is no one really has a personality. They will copy and paste tweets from other people. They will regurgitate content that's already been produced. And it's like, are you actually dating a person, or are you dating like the explore page? Like, so maybe brush up on your personality, put yourself out there, produce funny stuff. It sounds like I'm talking about myself, doesn't it? Produce funny stuff, put yourself out there. I promise you, this is not the... Actually, unless you're cute, then please don't leave a YouTube comment. Message me privately. I hate public stuff. But yeah, you could go to social media, maybe do a couple funny tweets, put yourself out there, see if you have mutual interests, make it happen, hopefully, and hope to God you don't engage with a pervert who like has a hit list. That's happened to me so many times. Like, I remember one time I was really flattered because this guy like complimented me, and he was just like, I was like, he's kind of cute, and like, yeah, he likes art the way I like art, he writes, this is nice. And then I found out he had hit up every other Indian, Middle Eastern girl that I pretty much knew, and I was like, bro, you didn't even like me. I was just like number 35 on your, which is offensive. Like, why am I not option like top 5? Are you dumb? But anyway, I was just like, this means nothing to you. This is just like, I'm just like Play-Doh. I'm like curried Play-Doh to you. Let's move over to option 2. In person. Now, the first thing that came to mind, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a super like rom-com, I'm very, very romantic. And I was like, do you know what? That's actually very, very sweet. If during a pandemic and all this madness, if you were going on your weekly shop, or like you were doing an outdoor exercise or whatever, you met like a real cutie and it just happened to escalate. That's beautiful, that's fate, and I wish you, everyone watching this video, that type of love. You deserve that type of romance. However, I'm also a Gemini and a Taurus, and practicality hit me, and I was like, well, hold a minute. Firstly, is it a criminal activity to meet a stranger in person during a lockdown? I'm not saying in the intention of going out, but like, imagine you see an actual cutie and you want to move to them. 2-meter rule. And imagine, you don't know how somebody else feels about that 2-meter rule. Imagine they're very, very strict on it, and you come like 1 meter for 58 centimeters near them, like, psst, bitch. Like, also, there's pros and cons to this, but I always laugh to myself because like I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I leave the house, I wear a mask. Like, I don't play when it comes to viruses or diseases. I'm trying to live a long, prosperous life, and like, I already have lupus and epilepsy. I don't need like a third thing added to the mix. But I'm like, okay, 80% of my face is covered up. I've got cute bedroom eyes. Like, as soon as someone makes eye contact with me, it's done. You're deceased. Your heart, mine. Your last name, mine. Like, I'm taking everything. But I'm also like, imagine you moved to me thinking I was like a real cute thing, and then underneath the mask I had like 5 moles and missing teeth, and like, there's nothing wrong with this shit, but I'm just saying, like, imagine it's not what you thought it was, and then we go on a date and I take mask off and you're like, who's this? I'm like, the cutie from aisle number 4 who's picking up her oat milk. What's up? Right, there's so much room for tragedy. But likewise, it kind of forces you to see past their looks. If anything, this pandemic has taught me you really have to see through surface level. If you're going to risk your life to go on dates and get to know someone during a disease-ass time, you best cement and hope you like their personality. This is not a time for a one-night stand, my friend. STDs are the least scariest things you'll be exchanging in this climate. Alright? And then that leads me to option number 3. Because, again, I have noticed how many people have lost their effing jobs but somehow gained a partner. Firstly, how are you financially able to handle this responsibility? That's trash, but like, yeah, I'm one of those people. Don't be dating people when you're not like good internally and externally. Like, just focus on you. But then I was like, okay, cool. This must mean during this long ass lockdown and time of great reflection, somehow all of you have managed to find forgiveness that you didn't have last year. You've managed to get over traits that you found annoying, and you're all hooking up with exes, aren't you? You're hooking up with exes or people that you kind of dated or had a thing for but let it slide. You're like, this is not really me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is the grossest option to me, and I definitely will not be pursuing, because to me, these people are the romantic version of extreme cheapskates. You know, you see those TV shows about people who reuse the same tea bag like 9 or like 10 times, and it's like every time they reuse it, the tea gets worse and worse and nastier and nastier. That's you. That's disgusting, and that's not sourcing quality material. So yeah, to summarize, dating app and in person, make it happen, be authentic, and leave the rest to the gods. Phase 2. Business development and growth strategy. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is, if anyone you meet online cannot FaceTime you or do any kind of like video call situation, drop that person. Bro, you are not getting to know a human, you're getting to know a catfish, or in a really extreme case scenario, probably a demonic entity who's learned how to like manifest and haunt people and taunt people online. So yeah, you would click out, lock off, not for you, moving on. But yeah, I was thinking, cool, how do you actually get to know someone during such a weird ass time? And I have 2 opinions about it, okay? Firstly, my reservation is that everyone's super vulnerable, and I always feel like when people don't really feel 100 in themselves, you're not actually bonding with like the essence of that person. You're bonding over like trauma, and it's like a lot of room for codependency, and I don't necessarily feel like it's the healthiest foundation to start off with. However, likewise, I can see the pro of it, that like, yeah, this is probably the most honest time to get to know someone at their core, because most of us are really vulnerable right now, and as long as you're not overstepping boundaries or moving mad, if you can get to know each other at your lowest points and build up from that, then that's beautiful, and you should do that. And then I was like, okay, now let's get into it physically, because I'm a Taurus. I'm all about the physical and the 5 senses. Middle of pleasure. What can I say? But I was like, how do you actually go on a date in this climate? Firstly, here in England, it's winter and it's fucking cold. I hate the cold. Like, in my head, I was just like, could you imagine going on a 2 meter self-distance date in the butt-fuck cold? Like, firstly, how am I meant to look cute? I'm 5'3" for clarity. All you're gonna see is me in my big winter coat, looking like just probably like a midget, like Santa's little elf. Not really the vibes I want to give off. And then also I was thinking, right, okay, as soon as you meet in person, God forbid, right, it's all a vibe, and like you're vibing, the conversation's good, you have like these socially distanced dates, everything's safe, and then imagine before, the scariest thing you could catch from someone is like a STD. For those who don't know but should know, sexually transmitted disease. You could literally die. You could catch Miss Rona, and you don't know your immune system. You don't know how that's going to work out for you. And my thing is, my biggest fear and kind of like, oh my God, is imagine I'm me and get to know an absolute like handsome, funny, smart man, and like he's got strong meme game. He likes everything is just like chef's kiss, right? And then I catch it, I'm dying on a hospital bed, and this man is nowhere to be found. And then imagine trying to explain to my mum, why is my daughter on life support? It's like, bro, water's filling in my lungs because I got too excited and indulgent, and there was a boy that I really, really liked, and no, he doesn't return my text, and no, we can't locate him, but at least I got to orgasm. My mum would switch off the life support. Honestly, she dead me then and there. Also, disclaimer, I watch so many like crime documentaries and crime dramas, and I'm forever clicking on those threads on Twitter where it's like, girl goes on date, was murdered by her date. And I know when you're meant to be like safe about everything, and like there's like different rules about who can enter your household and who can't. I just feel like in this climate, the only way you can really like date is probably do like come round mine for dinner and etc, etc. I just don't want to be in a position where I invite the killer into my home. Yeah, so that's the fear of mine. That kind of fucks up the business development and growth strategy of dating. That may actually the business may not develop if I don't even want them in my home. But if you don't want them in your home, did you really source quality material? Questions have to be asked. Okay, I'm playing also. So I think a good way to actually get to know someone during a pandemic, bear in mind, I'm celibate, so I'm all about that patience, that long game. Do I regret it? TBC, because it's been a testing ass year. But no, in fact, it's actually probably a good time to get to know someone, because you have to have a lot of conversation either way. So whatever your situation is, wherever you are, this is a good time. Like, can you actually conversate one-to-one? How are they on the phone? Like, does the conversation flow? And when you meet up in person, what's the vibe? Because like, okay, my biggest pet peeve and kind of fear is you will meet someone, most likely very common online, right? And then their whole personality could be copy and pasted. See how they measure up in person, and actually do fun activities. Before the pandemic, loads of people do like, I always say this, right? I'm not a big fan of like dinner dates or anything that's too formal, because I don't really feel like you're getting to know the person. I'm much more of like, let's go and do something. I'm such a music head that honestly my favorite date is probably like going to a music gig, vibing, dance. That's like my vibe. But like, obviously clubs are shut, hospitality is dying, so those are no options. But it's like, yeah, go ice skating, rollerblading, play tennis, five side. You probably don't want other people there, but like, you have time to get creative and do stuff together, and you'll see from that what kind of person they are. So like, if you're like me and you like to be out and about, and this person's like, no, but I just prefer being at home and da-da-da-da, great, that's the qualifier. You just worked out, your business is not going to grow, move it to a side. But likewise, if you meet someone and it's just like, you have a date idea, they have a date idea, and it's just like, also, I think because we're not allowed to be around people so much, and naturally you get on with them and you want to be around them a lot, I think that's such a like good indicator that you probably found someone worth dating. And just have patience and let it grow. So just to summarize, the business development plan is very, very simple. Source quality material, nurture that material, qualify that material. Is this a good match? A, B and C. Okay, cool. Now find activities to go and do together, but let it be 50-50. Don't be suggesting all the date ideas and embarrass yourself. Let that person take the lead a little bit too, okay? And if you've met each other during a crazy time, you've managed to spend time together and everything's flowing, I think it's safe to say your business development plan and your growth strategy is going through the roof. And we continue. When I think about like, why would you actually want to date during a pandemic when it's not safe? You're probably not 100 as a person, and there's so much loss. Like, logically it doesn't make sense to me. But then the more I thought about it, to be frank with you, it's kind of maybe the best time to date. Because if you think about it, we've had a whole year, well nearly a year, of introspection, okay? That's a lot of time by yourself. That's a lot of time of unfortunately loss. And I think when we lose a lot of things, even ourselves, the natural progression of that is, well, shit, I need to refine myself, okay? And I think when you're losing a lot of material things, it really opens you up to think, everything around me is changing. How do I find something that grounds me and is much more secure than everything that I thought. Like, I personally think the pandemic is a blessing, and it basically shook up everything for us to see how insecure, unstable a lot of things were, so then we rebuild from scratch and make sure there's structures and dynamics and things in place that are just so much more healthy and better for us. And I'll be the first to admit it, I have insane problems being vulnerable with people. I don't like it. I'm a notorious workaholic, and it's not to like distract myself, but like when you have a sense of purpose and like you know you're meant to do something, it is so hard and scary to put yourself in a position where someone else would overtake that or like can even match that, because 9 times out of 10, like, I think I have yet to meet someone for me that would ever overtake my appetite for the things I want to build and then just the things I envision for myself. And then I just thought, it came to me, this is kind of deep, it came to me really strongly over like the last 2-3 weeks, where I was just like, okay, you are great by yourself, you're a whole machine, you build this, you're striving. But I think like the difference between great and excellence is essentially having the right person with you. Because the thing is, when you're by yourself, I think it sometimes stops a certain level of growth, because when you partner with the right person, hopefully someone not toxic, it will develop new sides of you. You will have new perspectives, you'll be introduced to new things, and all those things help you grow. And I think in a year of such great loss and like being stuck by yourself and having tunnel vision, we could all kind of do with that energy. And if that's not a good enough reason for why, I don't know what to tell you. But for me, I'm like, fuck it, do something different, do something kind of scary, just don't catch corona, right? But yeah, your why should be looking for something outside of kind of the sadness and upsetness, and bringing happiness and little jokes along the way to other people who are probably going through the exact or near enough similar experience to you of like loss, loneliness, and just like blah. You gotta re-up, spread the joy. And it's that season, to be fair. It is the season of spreading feelings and happiness and not coronavirus. Yeah. On that note, the biggest takeaway I had whilst making this video and kind of discussing about how to date and what to date is date yourself, okay? Like, I just feel like, again, everything's forced our hands, and it's forced us to have so much time with ourselves that it's like, listen, if you honestly want to meet the right people and see all that and etc., you have to date yourself first. You have to really like spend time by yourself, enjoy your own company, dress up and make yourself feel beautiful. Because the thing is, when you start dating yourself, speaking nicely to yourself, negotiating and compromising with yourself and putting yourself in situations that would usually scare you, you are going to radiate such beautiful energy on any platform, in any situation, online or offline, that it will only ever attract the right people. So like that is literally my advice. Like, yes, catch feelings and not coronavirus, but most importantly, catch feelings for yourself, like yourself. Like, this is a year we are not meant to find love, love is meant to find us, and everything we need to survive and thrive in this year is already within inside of us. So you should really date yourself first, blossom yourself, and just be super kind to yourself, because it's been a shaky ass year, and I promise you the rest will come. Okay? Live fabulous. That was my dose of bittersweet. We're done here. Au revoir.